All local, all the time. The news on 13 starts now.
All right, let's get right to the latest in our money report. Stocks today opened lower, and the Commerce Department says spending actually dropped in December. Joining me now is Greg Collins, Chief Executive Officer with Fountain Hill Investments. We're glad you're with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about, we're into February. January, reportedly the worst performance ever for the stock market.
That's right. You know, January marked the worst performance on record for the markets. We're down about 9%. Obviously, some significant gains in going into the end of the year. We've given a lot of that back in January. Typically, you know, market watchers kind of view January as a predictor of the direction of the markets for the rest of the year, and if that's the case, which it has been 26 times out of the last 30 years, it's not a good sign for where we head in 2009.
I want to get your reaction to the big unemployment report that was out on Friday. Your reaction to that?
You know, obviously, times are tough. We've seen in the course of the economic data a rapid deterioration. Unemployment is rising. We see it in the company earnings announcements where they are just laying off significant numbers of workers. I expect that to continue. We have a big employment report on Friday expecting 500,000 job loss and an unemployment rate of 7.5%. I think that will continue to climb, unfortunately.
Let's talk about this because many businesses are trying to do various things. We saw Universal yesterday with the 300,000 tickets. Do you think this is really going to make a difference? You
know, I think unfortunately the forces that are at work here are far greater. It's a macroeconomic boom bust that we've gone through. You know, we've never had a boom that hasn't ultimately ended in bust in economic history. This boom was by far the largest, and it was magnified by the use of debt and derivatives. And so I think, you know, these types of actions by a company, they're trying to do what they can. Unfortunately, I think the problem is much larger.
We only have a short time left. The main point to hit home to people right now.
You know, we're extremely cautious on the markets. I think risk is extremely high. Markets don't like uncertainty. Unfortunately, there's a lot of uncertainty out there. We're positioned accordingly for the accounts that we manage. We think it's prudent to be careful out there. You know, the economic signs continue to point to a very deep recession that will last a long time. And unfortunately, you know, that's going to take some time to work through the system.
All right. Greg Collins, Chief Executive Officer with Fountain Hill Investments. We're glad you're with us today.
Thank you.
Make sure you stay with News 13 for the latest in the Money Report.